Vadi Paschatya Desh Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We continue reading today from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7. We are on chapter 12. We are hearing from Narad Muni. Narad Muni is telling to Yudhishthir Maharaj in this chapter the duties of the different ashrams. In the previous chapter, it was duties of the different varanas, and now in this is the different ashrams. Specifically, we are hearing about the Vanaprastha ashram. Na Krishna Pachyam Ashniyat
Krishtapachya Ashniya
Akrishtam Chapya Kalataha
Krishtam Chapya Kalata
Agni Pakvam Athamam Va
Agni Pakvam Athamam Va
Arka Pakvam Utaharet.
Arka Pakvam Uttare.
Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. A person in Vanaprastha life should not eat grains grown by tilling of the fields. He should also not eat grains that have grown without tilling of the field, but are not fully ripe. Nor should a Vanaprastha eat grains cooked in fire. Indeed, he should eat only fruit ripened by the sunshine. So this Vanaprastha is when people would actually go to the forest. So now
Hare Krishna, Shilpaji, this is like 51, right? The age after your 50, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So in Vedic times, yeah, people could do that, but now where will we survive in the forest, you know? So it's better that we take up Krishna consciousness more enthusiastically, take some services in the temple, or live in the dham if it's possible. But yeah, engage more time in hearing and chanting. Vanyescharu parodashan
Vanyeshcharupura Udasa
nirvapet kalachoditan
Nirvapet Kalachoditan
labde nave nave nadye
Labde Nave Nave Anyate
puranam cha parityajet.
Puranam Cha Parityaje.
A Vanaprastha should prepare cakes to be offered in sacrifice from fruits and grains grown naturally in the forest. When he obtains some new grains, he should give up his old stock of grains. So means he shouldn't store too much. That's the idea. You know, he has to gradually give up this storing mentality, because in Grahast life we store, right? We store for months and for years. But now Vanaprastha is like kind of a preparation to get detached gradually. Agni Artham Eva Sharanam
Agni
Artham Eva
Sharanam
Sharanam
Uttajam Vadrikandaram
Uttajam
Vadrikandaram
Vadrikandaram
Shayeta Hima Vayav Agni
Shrayeta Hima Vaya Agni
Varshar Katapas Shat Swayam.
Varshakatapa Satsvayam.
A Vanaprastha should prepare a thatched cottage or take shelter of a cave in a mountain, only to keep the sacred fire. But he should personally practice enduring snowfall, wind, fire, rain, and the shining of the sun. Means he has to expose himself to all these different climatic conditions. Kesha Roma Nakasham
Kesharoma Nakhashmashru
Malani Jatilo Dadat.
Malani Jatilu Dadat
Kamandalva Ajine Danda
Kamandal Vajini Danda
Valka Lagni Parichadan.
Valkalagni Parichadan.
The Vanapura should bear matted locks of hair on his head and let his body hair, nails and moustache grow. He should not cleanse his body of dirt. He should keep a water pot, deer skin and rod, wear the bark of a tree as a covering and use garments colored like fire.
Very
So he
strict.
doesn't even have to. I know, right?
Yeah.
He cannot clean the dirt of his body. He can't cut his nails, can't cut his hair, and
So
neither
this
his
is
mustache.
Hare Krishna Shilpaji. So this is this was applicable in the olden times, because we have read that Prabhupada again and again mentions about the cleanliness, right? That we should.
Yeah, that's right.
But you do find, no, like in Hardwar or some places like that, right?
Yeah,
Some sadhus
true.
are like that. So, no?
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
True.
And
No, but
even
for
today,
us,
many of
I'm
us
talking for
follow,
us
right?
in
That
a practical
Thursdays
way,
not to
right?
cut hair, Thursdays not to cut nails. We also follow these things
Yeah,
nowadays.
yeah.
Yeah.
But not after certain age. We have been following from life, like from the very beginning. It's not that after 51, when we are in Vanaprastha, then suddenly one day my mom says that now I'm 51 and I won't be doing this. So that is different. What I'm saying is that yes, these all things are not practically for us because we are living here. So maybe in the previous time when they went to the jungle, they did that. But when we are living here, it is more on the cleanliness and like how we are doing our things. Like we don't wear all this, like because 51 is very young these days. 50 people just celebrate, it's a milestone for everybody. And
Yeah.
after 50 they start their life, they say zindagi abhi chalu hui hai, the life has just begun now.
But then the life is now not long also.
So that's what we know, right? That's
Yeah.
what we know who but otherwise for most of the people they don't even know, right? 50 is that the life to abhi to bahut lambi zindagi hai.
I feel 50
That's
should be a life of awakening. That,
awakening.
It should
That's
be.
right.
right?
It
Yeah,
is. It
that's
is.
right.
Jago.
We should try to, yeah,
Yeah.
because as nature's course, we can see also, although we try
Yeah.
to say we are young, although we try to say I want to enjoy more, but actually our bodies are not the same.
Not the same.
You know, we have more
Life is
aches and
short.
pains. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Life is short.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
After
Yeah.
45 only, Shilpaji. After
Mm.
40 only, the life start, the body starts changing so much these days.
Yeah.
I have
It's
seen
true.
after 40 only, like my friends, they are having issues like after 40. 50 is like a decade away from 40, but 45, the problems start appearing.
Yeah. So we should take up Krishna consciousness more eagerly, more enthusiastically. Now Kartik is a good month. Kartik is a good month to deepen our, you know, like
Shelter of Krishna.
shelter of Krishna. Exactly. Stole the words from my mouth. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah. So, yeah, take deeper shelter. Yeah. Okay.
And the
Charit.
Geruva Vastra, what they are mentioning here is that the saffron one, right?
Yeah, looks like garments colored like fire. So
Fire.
orangish. Yeah,
Yeah,
should be.
orangish, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Charit vane dvadashabdan.
Charit Mani
Charitvanidvadashabda.
Dvadashabda
Ashto va chaturo muni.
Ashto Vachaturu
Charuto Muni.
Dvav ekam va yatha buddhi.
Vav Ekam
Yata
Vayatha Buddhi
Buddhi.
Na vipadyeta krichrataha.
Na
Na
vipeta
Vipadeta
krishna.
Krichrataha
Being very thoughtful, a Vanaprastha should remain in the forest for 12 years, 8 years, 4 years, 2 years, or at least 1 year. He should behave in such a way that he will not be disturbed or troubled by too much austerity. At least for 1 year. I don't know how long would we survive actually in a forest if we were to go, barely 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 day, 2 days. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyways,
wild animals are there, no? In the
yeah,
forest.
so yeah, wild
To survive.
animals, and we are not used to the,
Mm.
exposing ourselves to the rigorous climatic changes, and yeah, we are city people, so that's why now in modern times, what we can do is take up more hearing and chanting. We can sit in the comfort of our own home and hear and chant more. Yada kalpa swakriyayam
Yada
Yada
kalpaha
swakriya
swakriyaya
vyadhibir jarayatava
Vyadi
vyadi
vyadibhijarayatava
tava
anvikshikyam va vidyayam
anveksikyam
anvikyam va
vaidhyayam
vidyayam
kuryad anashanadikam.
kuryad anasanadikam.
anadikam.
When, because of disease or old age, one is unable to perform his prescribed duties for advancement in spiritual consciousness or study of the Vedas, he should practice fasting, not taking any food. Atmani Agnin Samaropya
Atmani
Agni
agni samarupya
Samarupya
Sanyasyaham Mamatamatam
sanyasyaham mamatam tam
Karaneshu Nyaset Samyak
karanesi nyaset samyak
Sanghatam Tu Yatharhataha.
sangatam tu yathartataha.
He should properly place the fire element in his own self, and in this way give up bodily affinity, by which one thinks the body to be oneself or one's own. One should gradually merge the material body into the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. So here Narad Muni is saying, when Vanaprasth, he's in the forest, he's old, or he has become diseased, then he should stop taking food and instead prepare now that he has to leave the body. The body is an effect of a cause, namely the 5 material elements: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. In other words, one should know perfectly well that the material body is nothing but a combination of the 5 elements. This knowledge constitutes merging of the material body and the 5 material elements. Merging into Brahman and perfect knowledge means understanding perfectly that one is not the body but a spiritual soul. So he's preparing to leave the body. Like we had recently, Sankirtan Prabhu also, when he got cancer, he tried to cure it, but after it came back, then he just fasted. He fasted till the time he left his body. Didn't eat anything. And also recently we had another guru, in fact.
Is it Karamati or something? K, no?
Yeah,
Cancer.
Kadamba Kanana Maharaj.
Yeah.
Kadamba Kanana Maharaj. Recently his cancer came back. Then he went to Vrindavan, and he was very joyful actually. He was absorbed in his kirtan, absorbed in bhajan. Till the very end he was doing kirtans, giving classes. So yeah. Okay. Ke Khani Vaya Nishwa Sams.
Kekhani vayu nishvasa
Tej Ahush Manam Atmavan.
tejashusmanam atmavan
Atmavan.
Apsva asrak shleshma puyani.
Apshu
Apsva
Ashrashma
Ashrashaleshma
Puyani
Shitao shesham yathodbhavam.
Shrito
Shitavshesam
Yato
Yatho Bhavaha.
A sober, self-realized person who has full knowledge should merge the various parts of the body in their original sources. The holes in the body are caused by the sky. The process of breathing is caused by the air. The heat of the body is caused by fire and semen. Blood and mucus are caused by water. The hard substances like skin, muscle, and bone are caused by earth. In this way, all the constituents of the body are caused by various elements, and they should be merged again into those elements. To be self realized, one must understand the original sources of the various elements of the body. The body is a combination of what? Of skin, bone, muscle, blood, semen, urine, stool, heat, breath, and so on, which all come from earth, water, fire, air, and sky. You know, whole day, our full life, we are so engrossed with the body. How to take care of the body, how to make it more comfortable, how to make it look more beautiful, how to protect it, how to maintain it. And the body is a combination of skin, bone, muscle, blood, semen, urine, stool, heat, breath, so on, which all come from earth, water, fire, air, and sky. And one day then it will mix. You know, if we are burnt also, all the body is going to become earth, right? Water element will go into water, fire will go into fire, earth into earth. Or even if one is buried or one is, left off to the animals. So we'll again become these elements. But while we are living, we are not able to understand this. While we are living, our whole being is we are so engrossed of how to maintain the body. Well, of course, it's our duty to maintain it. And we can't neglect it. We have to maintain it. But we are so engrossed in thinking we are the body and, are not understanding that we are actually the soul, that we should do something for the soul too. One must be well conversant with the sources of all the bodily constituents. Then one becomes a self-realized person, or Atmavan, one who knows the self. Okay. Vacham agnav savaktavyam.
Vacham
Vacham
Agno Savyavyam
Agnosavaktavyam.
Indresh lipam karavape.
Indre Shilpam
Indreshilpam
Karovapi
Karate.
Padani gatya vayasi.
Padani
Padani Katya
Yavayasi
Vayasi.
Ratyopashtam prajapato.
Ratyopastam
Ratyopastam
Prajapato
Prajapato.
Mrityopayam visargam cha.
Mrityopayam
Pratyopayam
Sargam
Visargam
Cha
Cha.
Yatha sthanam vinirtishet.
Yatha
Yathasthanam
Sthanam Vinirdishi.
Vinirdishi
Dikshu Shrotram na sanadena.
Dikshu Shotram
Shrotam
Sanadena
Sanadena.
Sparshe nadhyatmani tvacham.
Sparshe
Sparshenadhyatmani
Tvacham
Tvacham.
Rupani chakshusha rajan.
Rupani
Rupani Chakshusha Rajan.
Jyotishi abhiniveshayet.
Jyotashi
Jyotisi
Abhiniveshe.
Abhinivesaye.
So
Apsu pracheta sa jivam.
Apsu
Apsu
Chetasa
Prachetasa
Jivam
Jivam.
Greyer grahanam shito nyaset.
Dherye
Griye Granam Shatonase.
Thereafter, the object of speech, along with the sense of speech, the tongue should be bestowed upon fire. Craftsmanship and the two hands should be given to the demigod Indra. The power of movement and the legs should be given to Lord Vishnu. Sensual pleasure, along with the genitals, should be bestowed upon Prajapati. The rectum with the power of evacuation should be bestowed in its proper place unto Mrityu. The oral instrument, along with the sound vibration, should be given to the deities presiding over the directions. The instrument of touch, along with the sense objects of touch, should be given to Vayu. Form, with the power of sight, should be bestowed upon the sun. The tongue, along with the demigod Varuna, should be bestowed upon water, and the power of smell, along with the two Ashwini Kumara demigods, should be bestowed upon the earth. So, you know how we heard during the creation how the senses are being created, how the demigods ruling the senses are being created, and the sense objects. And so now, there's Vanaprasth. He's now preparing to give up his body, and then he has to, like, gradually he's giving up this kind of attachment, right?
Yeah,
One by one, the senses, the sense
yeah.
objects, and to those demigods.
They're kind of saying like from spiritual we became material and we have to go back to spiritual. So same what Prabhupada is saying, use our, body, our senses for taking the name of Lord Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we never
Yeah.
become material, but we think we have become the body. The
Manifested.
soul,
Yeah.
yeah, the soul never actually becomes material. But yeah,
We get a
we
body,
think,
we get a,
yeah, that's
we
right.
get attached to our body. Like you kept saying right now, we are so attached to body, mind, and our legacy, beautifying ourselves all the time, taking care of things for our body. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, don't get me wrong. We need to
No,
maintain
no, no.
ourselves. We need
Yeah.
to, do whatever is needed. We need to keep neat, nice looking and clean and neat. But we just get over engrossed in it and
Engrossed in it.
completely
Yeah.
ignore our true reality, the soul, or
Yeah.
even our minds for the matter. Sometimes we get so engrossed in our body, we forget to even take care of our mind. We
Yeah.
don't realize what thoughts are there in our mind. We don't take out those weeds.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get so engrossed in only taking care of the body that we forget to take care even of the mind. And that's why we see there is so much more unrest now on the mental platform for so many of us.
True. True.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Shilpa ji. So this one can also be said कि जहाँ से आए थे वहीं पे मिल गए. Like how
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The body
Right.
was formed, then it just goes back to that.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mano manorathes chandre
Mano manorathes chandre
Chandre
buddhim bodhaye kavo pare
Buddhim
buddhim
bodhaye
bodhaye
kavo
Kavo
pare.
Pare
karmani adhyatmana rudre
Karmani
karmani
adhyatmana
adhyatmana
rudre.
rudre
yad aham mamata kriya
Yad
yad
aham
aham
mamata
mamata
kriya.
kriya
satvena chittam kshetragye
Satvena chittam
chittam
kshetragye.
kshetragye
gunervekarikam pare
Gune vekarikam
nirvikarikam
pare.
pare
apsu shitim apojyotse jyotishi
Apsu
apsu
Apsushritam
apo
apajyotisi.
jyotisi
ado vayo nabhasi amum
Adho
adho
vayo
vayo
nabasi
nabasi
amum.
amam
kutaste tacha mahati
Kutaste
kutaste
tacha
cha
mahati.
mahati
tat avyakte share chatat.
Tat avyakte
avyakte
akshare
akshare
chata.
chata.
The mind, along with all material desires, should be merged in the moon demigod. All the subject matters of intelligence, along with the intelligence itself, should be placed in Lord Brahma false ego, which is under the influence of the material modes of nature, and which induces one to think, I am this body, and everything connected with this body is mine, should be merged along with material activities in Rudra, the predominating deity of false ego. Material consciousness, along with the goal of thought, should be merged in the individual living being, and the demigods acting under the modes of material nature should be merged along with the perverted living being into the supreme being. The earth should be merged in water, water in the brightness of the sun, this brightness into the air into the sky into the false ego, the false ego into the total material energy, the total material energy into the unmanifested ingredients, the pradhan feature of the material energy, and at last the ingredient feature of material manifestation into the super soul. So how one by one? Because first there's the pradhan only, right? The Mahatattva is not yet there. Everything is unmanifest. Then the Lord glances. Then gradually the modes get agitated. Then the false ego Mahatattva is there. Then the false ego. Then, sound, ether. You know how from the most subtle it comes to the most gross. So now here the Vanaprastha person who's giving up his body is advised that from the most gross, going back to subtle, 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 and then ultimately coming to the super soul. Yeah. The false ego, Lord Shiva is the lord of the false ego. Rudra, the predominating deity of false ego. So we can pray to Lord Shiva to help us give up our false ego. The false ego is the one which makes us think, I am this body, everything connected with this body is mine. So yeah, going like from gross and into the most subtle then. Iti aksharatyatmanam
Iti aksharathyatmanam
Atmanam
chinmatram avasheshitam
chinmatram avasheshitam
gyatvad viramed
yatvadayo atha virame
dagda yonir ivanala.
ivanalaha.
When all the material designations have thus merged into their respective material elements, the living beings, who are all ultimately completely spiritual, being one in quality with the Supreme Being, should cease from material existence as flames cease when the wood in which they are burning is consumed. When the material body is returned to its various material elements, only the spiritual being remains. This spiritual being is Brahman and is equal in quality with Para-Brahman. Thus, in the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 7th canto, 12th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled The Perfect Society for Spiritual Classes. So once one has, given up the material body, all the material elements are merged into the where they are coming from. Only the soul remains. Then the soul is Brahman, and the quality is the same as Para-Brahman, Sat-Chit Ananda. Any questions or comments? No?
This is reality.
Reality.
Not-
Right?
Mm.
Like how we said, right? If we just break up our body, so he's self-realized and he's sober, and that's how he can give up all. He's understanding what the body is made up of, what substance is made of, earth and merge
And
again
how
those
it looks so
elements.
good, the body, the outer, but see what is it inside, huh? It's all
Yeah.
semen, blood, urine. It's so dirty. So
See, if we don't have the skin, I don't know if
yeah,
you'll
yeah,
have
it's
seen
enough.
sometimes, when the skin comes out,
Mm,
when the flesh is exposed, how does it actually look?
yeah,
So that's why it says, right, that our beauty is only skin deep.
yeah,
Our beauty skin deep means as long as the skin is there, looks nice. Skin is gone. As
yeah,
you rightly said, you rightly said, because it's not a very pretty sight. Under the skin. And yet we are so enamored by it, so enamored. So we continue to hear and chant, continue to take shelter of Krishna. Stop here for today.
yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for